everyone, welcome to my home. As you can see, I've been busy decorating for the holidays, and I just wanted to share with you how you can make your very own holiday centerpiece. Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make your own centerpiece. Now, I've been out to store shopping, looking for different centerpieces, and we all know that they can be very costly. And not only are they costly, 99% of the time I only like 50% of what's done. So I thought, I'm gonna make my own. And I would not consider myself a crafty person by any means, but I thought I can figure this out. So I went to Michael's where I got most of it, and then some of it I got at a local gardening store, which is called Anna's, locally here in Kingsville. So I started out with buying these green foam things, which I've already had mine. I dismantled it and I'm putting it back together for you guys, but I'll give you an idea how I did it. So I had multiple blocks. This is one solid block. So I just put this in the center. And then I cut out pieces just with I think I used an X-Acto knife or something, just cut along or whatever. It's pretty simple. I cut out pieces to fit it in tightly, and then I wedged these two. They don't have to be perfect. I just wedged these two in the sides here like that. And there you go. So that's basically how the inside looks. The actual dish itself is, it's from President's Choice. I think it was about $9.99, but it's got a great, brass look to it, a nice holiday feel. And something that you'll be able to keep for years. This is not anything that's too trendy. So again, it'll be a nice classic centerpiece. You can put it on the dining table. I've moved it around from the coffee table, kitchen, wherever you feel. Because I do love live greenery, don't get me wrong, but last year I did some live greenery with hydrangeas, and the hydrangeas literally lasted me 2 days because they said that they can't live in this green foam stuff. So whatever, I moved on with my life. These are the hydrangeas I purchased at Michael's, and the stems were about this long, so I cut them off for my purposes. If you decide to do a taller arrangement, you won't need to do that, but I had to cut all my stuff down so that would fit, because I prefer most of the time a lower profile so you can see over people on at a table or whatever and still keep the arrangement on the middle of the table. So I kind of like to do my stuff in groupings as opposed to all over the place and various heights. So we're going to start with the first hydrangea, and then I'm going to tuck the second one in nicely on an angle next to it and get our leaves to pop out a little bit there. This one actually I'm gonna, if it's not right the first time, don't worry, you can pull it out and play with it a little bit and then pull your leaves to the side. Then I'm gonna go with a little bit of magnolia. These also are from Michael's. They're the best looking faux magnolia I've ever worked with. And the nice part is that the green is so realistic and the stems are actually really workable. So loving these, because again, magnolia is something that dries out on me really quickly. And to have a little swag over the side, I'm gonna bring some of this cypress over here. So we're gonna get a little bit of this hanging over the sides. Okay, so it's nice and packed there. And then we're gonna bring a little bit more magnolia now onto the other side. And again, these were also cut down, and not only cut down, but cut apart. So I think it was 2 stems total, and I cut the branches off of each stem. I think there was about 3 of these on each stem. So I cut them so they'd be more workable, and it looks like I lost one here. Not a big deal. I'll find a home for it somewhere, I'm sure, but let's leave it aside. And then these pieces here were from Anna's. Love them, so realistic looking. Putting them kind of up a little bit higher on this side so I get a little bit more height, because we want to bring some height to the center of it. Center of the piece. And then this is actually off of, I wanted to bring some different types of greenery, so I had a long spray on the table that's also from Anna's, and so I decided to take a piece off and bring it into here, so I had another type of greenery. And if you have different greenery in your home, you could do the same thing. Just, you know, you don't have to go out and buy a whole spray just for doing this. You can take some pieces off of different greenery that you have throughout the house and most certainly incorporate it into your centerpiece. And then we're going to bring these guys into the middle, and then this one kind of spraying out a little bit. And again, if it's not, when you're, you know, you put them in and you're like, oh, this, something's not looking right, just feel free to pull them out, play with them, turn them, you know, until it's exactly the way that you've envisioned, right? That's the nice part about it, is that it is very, they are very flexible. Right. Nice full bottoms here, so your center, like looking down, isn't going to be, you know, completely full of branches. So don't think that you have to, like, you saw how many pieces I used, but once you pull out your stems and everything, it has a very, very full look and feel. And then these guys here, I wanted to be able to kind of see them out the sides. So I took them off of the hydrangea and just tucked them in ever so slightly on the side here. So I had like another greenery, another color, and just kind of tucked in there. So when you turn it around, you see the leaf, because if I would have kept them attached, you wouldn't see the leaf, because it was too far down on the actual stem. And I think in total, like, I believe the hydrangeas were about $12.99 each, and then the stems from Anna's were $14.99 for a bundle of 3, and I probably used 2 bundles, and then the magnolia. So I'm gonna say I have about $70, $80 with the dish, but I'm telling you guys, if you go and look for a ready-made one that might not even particularly be anything that you like, you're going to be well into $150 guaranteed. Anything that I've seen that is under 100, the greenery is not realistic at all. And see, I'll play with this all day until I get it exactly the way I want it. And that's okay, that's the beautiful thing. You can play with it however much you want, however long you want. Oh God, I lost this little guy here. And there you go. It's that simple. Just to have another little piece of greenery in your home that's just so classic and pretty, I think. And again, you can add whatever you want to it. If you want to do lilies or, I don't know. I've always been a fan of the hydrangea, even at Christmas time. So that's my go-to flower. But you know, if you want to include poinsettias, I didn't really look at that world to see what there was available at Michael's, because it's not necessarily something that I would want to incorporate, but there you go. We're all good, guys. Oh my gosh, I keep losing this one. And it's basically because I have not tucked it in. I apologize, it's my dog in the background. I forgot he was here until right now. There we go. Now it's actually in the foam. All done. Love it. This one's not standing up the way it was before. Let's get it on this angle here. There we go. There we go, guys. All done. And literally, it will probably take you, obviously, more time to shop for everything and about 15 minutes to make it. That's it. And if you're sitting on it one night, and you're like, this is not what I'm thinking, change it around. No big deal. There you go. Voila. Happy holidays.